Hey guys, an update from Muckingham Farm. We went and picked up 2 packages of bees. That doesn't sound like a lot until you find out that each package holds 10,000 bees. So we have unleashed 20,000 bees onto this property. So the videos that'll follow will show you the process we went by to actually install these bee packages into our hives. So hope you enjoy it. And this is my first attempt at bees. And so you can see on the first hive, or the first package that I installed, didn't do a very good job. I improved my skills much better on the second one, but I think you'll enjoy this. So here you go. Here's the bee footage. Okay, today is going to be about bees. So one of the things, and I wish I had videoed the other one because it was really nasty. It's in a garbage bag already. But anyway, some of these hives, this is probably passable, but I've ordered all new frames for the hive. But you know, one of the things that's kind of interesting is it's got these holes in there, and I'm not sure what that is. So I'm going to be spraying that with a bleach solution just to kill whatever that is. And then when those frames come in, I will put those back in this hive, and then I'll be cleaning this hive out. That might be even more fun to see. So when I pop that one, I will let you see it. Okay, I figured this might be kind of fun. So we're going to pull these out. See how ugly that is? That is just horrible. We're actually just going to toss these. Now these here that were in that other thing were okay. I'm going to save those, but I've ordered new frames that are black in color for these brood boxes, which would be this one and this one, as well as the other hive. There's 2 brood boxes for it as well, and so there's going to be black frames for all of this, so it's easier to see the eggs. And so once I kind of get this cleaned up, I will spray it with a bleach solution to kill any bugs or parasites that are in there. And then I guess Thursday night those frames are coming, and so we're gonna get this taken care of. Okay, I have cleaned all of that out, and now I'm going to be working on this nuke box, which if you look is really ugly. But this is the black colored frames I was talking about that I've ordered. So probably gonna get rid of these because they look really bad. And I don't know, maybe store it with these that are in the back of the vehicle, and have it as a potential nuke in the future if I split a colony or something along those lines. Okay, we're making good progress on the bees. I have changed up and relaid out the platform for the bees. This is 10 feet from edge to edge, and I think we're going to be able to get at least 3 beehives and maybe 4 onto this, but for now we're starting with 2. I have my new equipment here. This one is pretty well set up. Got the hives in there with the hive beetle traps. Got the feeder that'll go on top. And then these actually are still sitting on the top cap. And then this will go on top of there. So then that one will be ready. I've got to load the frames into this one. Put the top cap, I guess, or whatever they call that. And then this top lid will go on there. Then all I have to do is put in these little doohickeys here, which are entrance reducers. So if I want it to be open, I'd take it out. If I want to give them, you know, maybe half of an opening, see how that would cause them to only be able to go in that far. And then if I flip it again, it narrows it down to that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. I'll probably cover this up until the bees actually come in. And then I'll leave this like this for a while until they get acclimated and able to defend their territory. Then I'll probably open it up to something like this And then when summer gets in full bloom, I will just take it out. So, it's looking pretty good. Things are coming together. I'll show you the final when it's all done. Okay, here we are. The beehives are ready to go. I've got the brood chamber in the bottom. I've got the feeder in the top. And then this is the lid. You can tell that one got a little dirty, but the rain will cover it or wash it off. This is the entrance reducer I was talking about. So that whole area there is a way for the bees to get in and out of the hive. Actually, it's the only way to get in and out. So if I have the entrance reducer to narrow it down just to that one little hole, they are able at first to better defend their entrance from other things like wasps or yellow jackets or beetles or whatever may come. And you can see that this one has it as well. So they are both ready to go. I just need to get a brick and put it on top of each one so that if a big wind comes up, it doesn't push that lid off. And I think other than that, we're ready to roll. You'll notice the white stuff underneath. I was told that having salt under there was a good thing for hive beetles, because their larvae, when they come out, they actually will fall through the screen in the bottom of the hive and go into the salt and dry up and die. So that's what I did, put some salt down there. So we'll see how that works. I think we are ready to roll. So we're gonna get the bees sometime next week, and should be kind of fun. I'm taking the rest of our equipment plus all the supers and stuff that we got yesterday, and I'm gonna put those in the tack room in the barn. We're going to be getting bees here in a few days, so I thought I would somehow find a good source of water for them. And lo and behold, we have this Rubbermaid 150-gallon water tank that's actually here underneath the downspout for the barn. So it will get replenished every time it rains. However, bees can't just land in the water. They need a way to get down in there. So I've come up with something. I don't know if it's going to work. It'll either be ingenious or it'll be really dumb. So I'm going to install that and kind of let you know what I did afterward. Okay, here we go. Really simple. I bought some screen mesh from Lowe's. I attached just an old piece of wood that was in the shop to one side of it, and have wedged it between the post of the barn and the tank. And then I'm letting that mesh rest in the water, and the rest of it is kind of hanging on this side. I put a little bit of a weight on this end so it wouldn't blow around so much. So you can see that the bees can come in, land on this mesh, and go down and get water without just falling in the water. So I'm thinking that this might work pretty well, but we will see. So the bees are coming in a couple of days, and I'm hoping to see a few bees around that water source right there. And as the water goes down, I'm expecting that this mesh will follow it down. And if not, I'll make sure that it does.
Okay. We have our 2 hives ready to go here. Jenny's bringing the bees over that we're going to be releasing. To get prepped, though, one thing we had to do, which we just learned this morning, these 2 corners here had to be snapped out. This is where the bees this is what enables them to move in and out throughout the hive to the different frames. I numbered each one of the frames, 1 through 10. I did it in several different places because as the hive grows, there's going to be all kinds of buildup over here. So hopefully we'll be able to find a number because it's important to keep them in the same sequential order and also facing the same direction. So you can see right here, like number 3, I put on the front here, but there's nothing back here. This is going to keep all of the different frames facing the proper direction. And then these are the beetle traps, because that's a real problem that will kill a hive. And there's a mix of mineral water and apple cider vinegar. Mineral oil.
And apple cider vinegar.
In here. And so any beetles that happen to get in here, the bees will chase, and this is where the beetles will try to escape to, and they'll fall in there and drown. And then this is what's called a feeder, and there's a sugar water mixture that we've mixed up that's going to get poured into the top. And then this mesh right here, you can see this is where the bees will enter, and they can come up through the top, and then they use the mesh to get down to where the sugar water is. And then when the lid is on here, this keeps the bees from coming in this way because they can potentially drown if they do. And a lid will go on top of this.
Okay, well, we're going to get dressed and start doing some bees.
It's jacket time.
It's jacket time.
And gloves.
Guess I should get this on first, huh? Oh yeah, baby. I guess I don't need this hat on. A lot easier to get on without it. Okay, so
You want me to zip you?
this zips this way. This zips this way. Down into here. So this covers that hole. So that's pretty good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I bet I look hot in this, don't I?
What am I doing wrong?
Unzip this a little bit.
Make sure I'm all safe.
What clothes do I have here?
You got the largest?
I need the extra.
I've got medium, so you got large. Oh, I'm not going to be able to wipe my face.
Bless her.
Something like that. This is what we're going to pry up. And this black strap has the box attached to it inside of here with the queen in it.
It's busting open the box.
All right, step one. Oh, Jenny's in the vehicle.
Yeah.
If I had a choice, that's where I'd be too. Let her go.
There's the queen.
There she is. Alive and well.
So now he's taking the cork out that was covering the candy that's in one end of the trap.
So now I believe he's gonna staple her inside of there. There's Lisa grabbing the stapler. So here comes the queen bee. This is her. Inside of there.
Okay, so I'm thinking there's probably some value to putting some sound overlay on this. As you can tell, we are putting the queen inside the first hive. Now the queen comes in a box, which you've already seen. That box fits between two of the frames, but I need to staple that thing so that the candy side is up. The candy is what the bees will eat through to actually get to the queen and release her. It was the white stuff, that white substance you saw in that box for the queen. And so they will eat through that in a period of, let's say, 3 to 4 days. And that gives them time to get used to her pheromones and not actually want to kill her. So anyway, I have put the queen inside there, and I'm going to make a terrible mistake here, and I just wanted to point that out because now the lid is gone and the bees are coming out. So I have no control over the bees coming out at this point, so I put them down and just begin to pour them into the hive. This is about 10,000 bees. Each of these boxes has about 10,000 bees. These bees, I didn't squirt down enough with sugar water, and so they're not coming out as easily as I had hoped that they would. But at least they're coming out, and I'm getting kind of, aggressive with them. But you can see them flying around. It is really kind of eerie. And so now it's time to put the frames that I had taken out. I had taken 3 frames out to make room for the bees to go in. I put these frames back in. We're then going to set the feeder on top and put the sugar water in. The sugar water is important because that is what they are going to live on, for the next, I don't know, week or so until they kind of get established and they understand where they are, and they go out on scouting missions for foraging and can determine where the flowers are. So this is a way to keep the bees alive, plus it gives them the ability to kind of build out these frames, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for frames that are going to be built out. The queen will then begin to lay eggs, making more and more bees. And many of you may not know this, but a bee will only live somewhere around a month, so she's got to make tons and tons of bees to support a healthy hive. No, over here. That's why I laid it over here. The entrance is over here. That's why I shouldn't be doing it from this side.
Batch number 2. So that lid is cracked open. Now he's gonna get the queen out again. They're gonna staple her back to the hive. Spraying them down with some sugar water.
Okay, so this is actually bee package number 2. As you can tell, I've pulled the sugar water can out of there. The lid has been put back on. It's really just a little piece of Luan, a little thin piece of board. And now I'm removing the second queen. The queen is actually attached by a strap to the top of this box. She's in a little box herself with some nurse bees inside there, which you saw a little bit earlier. So I'm now inspecting her and find out that she is alive, moving around. So I'm putting her in between 2 of the frames, again with candy side up, and the screen that is over the box is to one side or the other, not against the frame because she could suffocate. So I've actually got her now stapled in, and it is time to squirt some sugar water on these bees, and that does a couple of things. First of all, it gives them something to do because they will begin to groom each other so that they can, you know, clean each other off. So it gives them something to do, and it also gives them a little bit of energy. So now I've taken the lid back off, and these actually pour out very well. You can see that they are just they're coming right out. So I put just the right amount of sugar water in on them. And it's amazing how many bees 10,000 bees is, and you can see them just flying around. So now that's going to go near the entrance so that any bees that remain can fly into the hive. And putting in again the 3 frames that I had removed to make room for the bees. Okay, now it's time to put the feeder on. I'm shaking the bees out of there so that I don't kill them like I did in the first hive when I put the sugar water in. There's our sugar water. It's going to get poured in. I'm using a gallon in each one, roughly a half gallon on each side. And again, this is not something that I will do all summer, but probably the first couple of weeks I'll need to feed them sugar water just to keep them and sustain them as they get used to their new digs. So now the top cap, or the inner cover, has gone on, and the lid is on now.
You can see the small entrance there where they're trying to get in.
Okay, and the very last thing I'll show you is, this is a couple of days later, and I'm just basically checking the sugar water level. I'm lifting the top cap, or the cover, as well as the inner cover, and you can see the bees that are inside that feeder on the inside of the mesh, and they will actually follow that mesh down to the sugar water level, get what they need, come back down up the mesh, and back down the middle of it, and back into the hive to do what they need to do. You can see in this one again, there's going to be lots of bees. For some reason, I'm getting bees inside the feeder, which I don't understand how that's happening. But I'll at some point try and figure that out. So I'm losing a few bees there, but I'll get that figured out. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. It was a new and unique experience for us. But, you know, it is really kind of cool because we have all of these bees, and 20,000 bees now, and they are all doing their job and they're working together as hives. And so it is really cool to watch. I can't wait to learn more about nature and about all that goes on with bees, which are, you know, as you know, very important to our survival, because without bees we would not be here. They are very important for pollinating our plants, and so it's good to have bees around. So, but you know, a lot of people think it's really just about the honey. It's not just about the honey. The honey is kind of cool, but the bees are, they perform a very important purpose, not only for society in general, but for Muckingham Farm as well. So excited about that, and I'm excited about this this bee process, and then I'm going to put some more videos together and show you more things that are happening here on the farm. So with that, I will see you soon.